The past, the present, the future. This is Friday Night's Fright. What the planet is listening to.
Hello, this is Ian Austin of Friday Night Fright fame, and today, folks, what a goddamn movie we've got for you today. We have one of the greatest horror movies of all time, undisputedly the baddest motherfucker of all horror movies, the Matt Daddy of all horror movies, the King Kong motherfucker of all horror movies, Event Horizon. And know what you're thinking, this is not actually a very good movie. Well, you're all wrong. Everyone who thinks that's wrong, everyone who thinks I was going to do this as part of my it's not that bad, or whatever I call that segment or section or whatever, well, it ain't that bad. It's a goddamn great movie. I'm going to be reviewing it and recapping it today on Shudder Friday Night Fright, Shudder Mania Friday Night Fright, whatever. Shudder Mania's gone. It's Friday Night Fright. I'm reviewing and recapping Event Horizon tonight on Friday Night Fright. It's going to be fucking lit. Because you know what? I like Event Horizon, and I'm still going to spend 10 minutes reviewing it and about 20 minutes recapping it. Even though you don't need to listen to the rest of the episode, you're going to listen because it's Event Horizon. It's a goddamn great movie. It's a great horror movie. It's good. And I'll tell you what, it's also good. Anyway, I'll be back off. Brief word from my sponsor. Hey, it's Ian Austin. I'm back, and I just watched Event Horizon, and I think it's fair to say I loved it, because why would I possibly say otherwise? It's one of my favourite horror movies, so in background you hear comedians in gardening coffees. Hopefully not enough of Netflix to sue me, but if they do, well, oh shit. There goes my pocket money. Ha ha. Back to Event Horizon. So yeah, I think it's fair to say I love Event Horizon. And I have spanned us out for 10 minutes discussing Event Horizon without discussing events in it too much, because that's coming up in recap shortly. Oh shit, I've left myself in a lurch yet again. I'll have to go and sit on the couch to figure it out. So for people who've never heard of it, Event Horizon is a 90s sci-fi / horror movie, loosely inspired by stuff like Aliens, Blade Runner, and I guess to a certain extent Warhammer 30k, 3000, I don't know what the fuck it is, because everyone said it ripped off at the time. It's a movie by Paul W.S. Anderson, not the P.T.A. Anderson, the one who made Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Hard Eight, A Master, and Punch Drunk Love, and There Will Be Blood. You know, he didn't make those. No, he made such movies, Resident Evil, Mortal Kombat, Shopper, I think it's about, and Soldier. So it's more of his stylistic tendencies veer more towards, grindhouse is the wrong word, but trashy B movies, I guess. And Event Horizon for me is probably zenith of his career, because this was a movie made after Mortal Kombat, and I feel like this is the most crystallized version of a Paul W.S. Anderson movie you'll ever get, because this was right before he made Soldier and right before he made Resident Evil. So this was like the gap way between, he made his first movie, which was a low budget British action movie, and then he made Mortal Kombat, and this is like just after Mortal Kombat, it's like making a really grindy horror movie and sci-fi movie. And I think one of the reasons I really like Event Horizon is I'm not a big sci-fi guy in general. I find a lot of it very dry. I know some people enjoy that, but I prefer like stuff like Alien, which feels a bit more lived in, to the normal sci-fi. Bollocks, my voice. Normal sci-fi twaddle. Because all of those big ideas, you know, like sometimes, like I say, it's very dry and doesn't really have sense of life to it. You get something like Arrival, which is a bit more vibrancy and potency to it, and a bit more, you know, quality as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, a lot of big sci-fi movies. I think main thing is I'm not a big sci-fi guy in general, because for me, certain point of sci-fi seems to be that it's like, oh, these planets you've never seen, blah 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 blah, and it's like I can't relate to that, you know. Plus, cinema is so inventive in general. Now, having a genre which is advertised as, hey, look how adventurous we can be, it's like, I mean, cinema in general is pretty adventurous and wild. It doesn't have to be rooted in sci-fi. And also, I'm a big horror guy in general, so obviously I'm going to relate more to a sci-fi movie which has horror aesthetic rather than a sci-fi movie which has a fantasy aesthetic, for example. I like something like Star Wars because it pretty much ignores all those big scientific questions that don't matter, and it just focuses on being fun. And Event Horizon for me is fun. It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's terrifying. It's fucked up. It's gross, but it's fun. It's a movie which has a sense of life to it, as exemplified by the fact that all of the characters have a quirk and a life and an exuberance to them that goes beyond some of the characterization, because in fact there isn't much characterization to any of the characters in this movie. They don't really have that big a deep character arc. There's little bits here and there, but it's mainly just a really fast-paced sci-fi horror movie, which starts, finishes, and ends, in that order, as quickly as possible. Doesn't want to linger past the point of no return, which I like, because you watch something like Sunshine, and the problem with Sunshine is you get to the end, and sort of like, it's not ending the same way it started, by which I mean, it feels like two movies jammed together. Event Horizon gets round that trap because it's 3,000 fucking movies jammed together really sloppily but in an endearing way. For example, there's elements of movie 2 Miller, Captain played by Lawrence Fishburne, which feels straight out of a war movie. And then you've got the doctors, you've got DJ and Peters. And Peters is like fucking a touching family drama, like, oh, I have to leave my kid with my ex, blah, 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 blah. Sad, you know? And then get all fucking weird stuff, which is like straight out of a fucking body horror movie. It's just so jarring, but in a way that fits together. It's the basic personification of the ship, the Event Horizon they find, which is just the most ludicrous design ever. It's clearly designed by someone with nervous breakdown. And the fact that crew never mention it, in some ways is weird, but in other ways it's like, that just fits the whole patchwork nature of this movie. And indeed, I think the reason the movie succeeds for me personally is that it's so patchwork. It's not perfect, it's flawed, it's messy, there's a lot of errors to it, there's a lot of weirdness, there's a lot of dialogue which doesn't fit, and just bad dialogue. But bad dialogue delivered earnestly by actors who get what they're doing can be really awesome. Like, for example, that awful line, do you want something hot and black inside you? No. Well, how about some coffee then? That's a terrible line. That's a really fucking bad line by any stretch. But just ridiculous enthusiasm for the cast makes those sort of terrible lines work better. It's the Lawrence Fishburne effect, as I put it, because Lawrence Fishburne has made some awful movies in his time, but he's such a likeable presence on screen that you don't really mind. Like, you get Lawrence Fishburne, you get Jason Isaacs, you get fucking shit. I can't remember any of I only have enough names in this cast, but you get what I'm saying. The cast in general, I'll look them up, is so good. And it seems to be one of those movies where the entire team knew exactly what they're doing, how to achieve the desired result. Jolie Richardson and Kathleen Quinlan. It's a really good cast, actually. I don't know who Jack Noseworth is. But you got people like Sam Neill who can invest something like this with gravitas, you know? They're not dealing with Shakespeare, but they can deal with some cool shit. And it's also weird that, like, you watch something like this and you think, how did studio release this? And no, there's a lot of controversy of, you know, oh, they rushed the editing, you know, filming, blah. They tried to save the fact that Titanic's not going to be slow, and they cut down this from 130 minutes to 90 and all of that. And be honest, like, I'm sure a lot of that lost footage, I'm sure it's way directed and competent and all of that, but I like the fact that it's 90 minutes. It feels better and shorter. It's the Donnie Darko effect, as I put it, where Don Darko was cut down tremendously from the director's cut to a very compact length, and then they shoved all that shit back in director's cut, and it's sort of like, yeah, we preferred the original cut. It's just where it is. I like the fact that this movie's short, sharp, and concise. But anyway, to discuss plot for this movie, I'll be doing a recap shortly. ship that was lost for years, the Event Horizon, turns up in space, and a bunch of people go to investigate, including ship's creator, Dr. Weir. And he tried creating fast and light travel by creating a temporal gateway ship that moves between 2 points in space simultaneously. And it winds up going somewhere it shouldn't have gone, and that's where the ship goes down. Because apparently if you creator of ships having nervous breakdown, it creates a really fucked up looking ship. It's just a crazy movie in that regard. And also very violent. And I kind of like violent movies. I think you can get a good level of art and also a good level of practicality to them. Not always great, but some of them are really good. And Event Horizon's one of the ones I really enjoy. I just find the fact that it's such a weird fucking movie. Like, to have Sam Neill and Lawrence Fishburne, who can pull off both hammy overacting and genuinely earnest acting at the same time as your two main characters, balanced by Jolie Richardson, and an insanely good cast. I mean, Jason Isaacs, he's a fucking great actor at taking these little characters that don't have that much and making a good job for them. And generally, I just feel like this is a movie I can really relax to and chill out, because I've had a fucking week and a half at work and, with personal stuff and all that shit. And you still watch this fucking movie and you just chill out. And that's fundamentally why I enjoy movies so much. We all have such busy lives, we all have such busy shit, that sometimes it's nice to sit down and just watch a big, silly, stupid, fun, ridiculous, over-the-top sci-fi horror movie. Or if you don't like sci-fi horror, go watch fucking Love Actually or something, I don't know. But for me, Event Horizon's just a movie where I can sit down, enjoy watching it, and chew the fuck out for 90 minutes. And I would say that's rare in this day and age for a movie to catch my attention for that length of time. Even though I've seen it many times before. But just the aesthetics of the movie, the weird writing, the weird directing, the bizarre acting choices, the overacting, the hammy dialogue, the borderline absurdness of it, just the way that all characters meet their ends and shit like that. And the mythology behind the movie too, of where's the lost footage gone, because apparently they shot 20 minutes of the nightmare sequences aboard the Event Horizon when it passed through the dimensional gateway or whatever, and you're just thinking, why the fuck we shoot 20 minutes of that? The logic, and I'll go with a small recap, the logic is we're going to show footage of this nightmare scenario, but it works because you get to see a bit. But imagine fucking having 20-minute sequence of that, fucking a Tarantino-style sequence where, we're flashbacking now, and spend 20 minutes just watching people eating maggots and shit. I'll go into that more in recap, but I find that strange. And, I mean, fundamentally, would I say this was an amazing movie? I don't know. I would say definitely would not rank this as a so bad it's good movie, because I just enjoy it. I like watching it. I think it's fun. I think it's probably the best movie Paul W.S. Anderson ever made, because it's the most crystallized version of sort of things he's interesting. And I also feel that compared to something like Resident Evil, this hits the mark a lot more. It's very lowbrow in a certain way, very juvenile, but at the same time, it's a tense, interesting, unique, weird, and fascinating sci-fi horror movie. And particularly sci-fi horror movies. Sci-fi movies in general, but definitely sci-fi horror movies are few and far between, and pull it off succinctly as this, and also do it such a mad standard. Obviously, it didn't make much money at the time, but it's become a bit of a cult classic in present day, although a lot of people seem to still poke fun at it and not realise that it is actually a generally watchable piece of cinema. It's easy to poke fun at something and go oh, you didn't succeed, when most movies don't even try to be a movie in that genre. How many sci-fi horror movies we get, how many good sci-fi horror movies we get, and how many Event Horizons do we get that become cult classics? The answer is inherent to Civ. So that's my review of Event Horizon. I'm just going to fucking say it. I would go 5 out of 5. Personally, I love this movie. It's very entertaining, very watchable, very weird. And who can possibly make a movie where Lawrence Fishburne is like, fuck this ship, with no irony, no intonation, and no real personality whatsoever, just giving line a complete matter-of-fact delivery that makes it iconic. Anyway, I'll be back in a second. Oh no, I won't be back. Yes, we'll be back in a second, because it's time for halftime handball. And then after that, I'll be doing my recap of Event Horizon. So stay tuned, I'll be back in just a few seconds. And welcome to another edition of Halftime Handball. I'm your host, Ian Austin. I like handball. One of my favourite TV series. Previously on Handball TV series, Hannibal Lecter ate someone. He ate someone. He ate them. He ate their soul. He ate their bones. He ate their marrow. How can you eat someone's marrow? How can you do it? How could you? You're not a dog, Hannibal. You're a human being. Previously on Hannibal Lecter, Will Graham. Will? Mr. Graham? He's a cop. He might have autism. He might have Asperger's. We don't know. It's so subtle, but so powerful. It's so powerful. Previously on Hannibal Lecter, Lawrence fucking Fishburne pretending to be a cop named Jack Crawford, which is very strange. Doesn't make any sense. His wife, Gina Torres, is next to him, but she's not Gina Torres. She's Bella Crawford. But he's going along with it. Did he pretend to marry a woman who looked exactly like his real life wife? Did she not think it was strange? Does he not realise that his actual wife does not have cancer? Who knows? It's strange. Hannibal. What episode are we up to? What episode? We're up to Fromage, I think. There's dogs. There's whimpering. Will Graham. Chordophone, Bucks minute in G. I don't understand what's going on. I have confession to make. I didn't watch this episode. I can't remember what episode I'm up to, but it's okay. It's okay, everyone. Because in this episode, I'm pretty sure that everyone suspected Hannibal was a serial killer and then came to their senses and realised he wasn't. But the truth is, viewer, he is a serial killer. He is a cannibal. It's so fucking bizarre, you know? It's bizarre. How would they not know? He's so European. He's so debonair. He couldn't possibly be a serial killer. But look at the food he serves. Look at it. Look at it. Eat it. It doesn't taste like chicken. It doesn't taste like chicken. He's eating human beings. But that's weird. But it's very Hannibal, because after all, Hannibal is a cannibal. I'll be back next week and hopefully I'll remember what episode I got up to and not just talk bollocks for a few minutes. This has been Halftime Hannibal. Hannibal is a cannibal. And that's time for everyone's favourite feature. Ian recaps a movie, which is always a rather idiosyncratic and slightly quirky proposition at best of times. Today's movie is Event Horizon, so what best way to start than in space? In space, no one can hear you scream, except in this case, we can hear Sam Neill scream. I was about to say Sam Elliott, it's Sam Neill. We can hear Sam Neill scream because he does scream and he gives the first main screams in the movie and point back. Screams his camera rather inappropriately jams right into his face, and from there we cut to Earth, I guess, or maybe a spaceship, I'm not sure. Sam Neill wakes up with a concerned sigh and realises he has to go to space now, or maybe he's already in space, I can't remember. Next thing we discover, we're on the... Is it Lewis and Clark? Yeah, we're on Lewis and Clark, not Lois and Clark. No, that's a completely different property. We're on Lewis and Clark, and we're on the ship where, much like Prometheus, no one's told anyone why the fuck they're on the ship. Turns out they're hailing a vessel called, the Event Horizon. The crew wakes up, you know, as they do, go in crouch sleep, then wake up 56 days later. I'm jumping ahead a bit. I'm not really sure I am. Anyway, the point is that we have the requisite scene of why the fuck we here, what the fuck we doing. And then we find out what the fuck we're doing because Sam Neill explains it to us. Because Sam Neill is a good man who wants us to know what's going on. So I'm going to drink some Coke. So Sam Neill, being a good man, a genuinely good man, decides it's time to explain what plot movie is. Namely, he invented a new type of spaceship, and his new type of spaceship could warp holes in time and space, cut open a doorway and between one point and another point, and fly through it, as he illustrates with just creating the pornographic materials of Alfred of Gotham. Which is a lovely thing to do, you know, and he's not obviously happy about it because his Playboy got poked, but not the way he'd want to poke them. And so from there we find that it's going to be quite a harrowing movie, because we've already had a scene where Sam Neill has a fucking mental breakdown, so we know we've got to get back to that point. And so about that. Was it a dream? Was it not a dream? Who fuck knows? This is not a movie you need to really think about. Lawrence Fishburne points out they're not happy to be here. Indeed, one of his crew members, Mama Bear, was meant to be on Earth with her son, but can't be because they're in fucking space. So her son went with her ex, and she'll get him for the summer, except she won't because, all spoilers, she dies. Oh no, he is ruining the movie. Jason Isaacs and the team start throwing some shade at Sam Neill, pointing out that he couldn't save the dinosaurs, what makes him think he could save the Event Horizon. He points out that the Event Horizon didn't explode, it was lost, but now they found it. Everyone starts to realise that might not necessarily be a good thing, because they've seen sci-fi before, but Lawrence Fishburne tells them they're hiding their jobs, they're going to do jobs, they're going to see what's there. Around this point we get a lot of banter from the crew, and it's actually my favourite part of the movie, because the banter feels organic and quite playful at the same time. So they try and find the Event Horizon, and I've really scoured very quickly through a lot of this movie because there's lots more that happens and I've sort of skirted over the edges of it. Sam Neill freaks out, and, you know, he starts seeing his wife, who turns out is dead and also may or may not have eyes, you know, it depends on the scene. She's naked, but she does have eyes. She tells him he needs to open his eyes, and Sam Neill screams again. I'm jumping between times here. I'm probably making the movie sound a lot more confusing than it actually does. If you've seen it, you can work around basis. Lawrence Fishburne comes out first with many quotable lines, although I don't know what a line is, but fuck it, you have to assume it's quotable. They find the Event Horizon, and we get the first real tease of Mr. Movie, which is where the fuck did the Event Horizon go? They also find they scour the ship, and it's a weird fucking ship. Like, design's properly weird. At no point someone go, why would you design this? Sam Neill explained that he did design it, and no one point asked him the other obvious question, which is, did you design this before or after your nervous breakdown? Because this is a weird fucking ship. It feels like a nervous breakdown. You know, it's very creepy, very abstract, very gothic, and very designed and broken on a sort of metaphysical level. So they're scouring the ship, looking for shit, and they find a distress beacon. And we get our first bit of Latin, which is very cool. Jason Isaacs translates and goes, Liberate something. Save me. Does it save me? Yep, save me, because it's mistranslated. And it says it'll work on the rest of the signal. So, despite that, you know, they decide that they're going to scour the ship, because they need O2 and shit like that. And as they scour the ship, they start seeing more and more weird shit. Really weird shit, you know, bizarre images, hallucinations. It pays off a lot of backstory further in the movie. With like Mum Bear and her son issues, Justin, the young member of crew, feeling underutilised. And you also find the warp core, or whatever it's called. And they decide that Justin, their teammate, is going to, the youngster in question, not young kid, he's going to stand there and he's just going to look at it, despite being hooked on a wire, while everyone else is in the control room. Well, unfortunately, the Event Horizon sucks him in, because he touches the goo, and it pulls him inside, and he goes fuck knows where. He starts screaming, and everyone's like, shit, we gotta get him out, we gotta get him out, we gotta get him out. So they try pulling him out, and eventually do pull him out, but not after a shockwave eventually goes through the whole ship, and at that point you're sort of like, holy shit, the ship's fucking alive. Ship's alive, dude. It's so alive. So from there, it starts getting weird and weird. The hallucinations, Justin in a coma, you know, what's going to happen to him, and then get a bit more of the message, which freaks everyone out. And then Justin wakes up, and he walks into the airlock, and everyone's sort of like, Justin, don't go in the airlock. And he's sort of like, no, I'm here. And they're like, Justin, come on, get out of there. He's like, no. And then he depressurizes the airlock like an asshole, and an alarm goes off. And you realise that the ship's possessed him. The ship has possessed Justin. Fucking Justin's possessed. And then he wakes up and he's sort of like, open door. And they're like, we can't, you depressurised. He's sort of like, open door. And they're like, Joel Lee Richardson's character is like, Justin, we've literally lived on spaceships most of our lives. You know how they work. And Justin's like, open it. They're like, Justin, we'd die. So Lawrence Fishburne's like, put me through Justin because he's fucking about in space. And Justin's sort of like, what? Let me out, Captain. Captain's all like, we can't, we'd all die. And he's like, please. And Captain's like, look, I'll give you some real good advice, Justin. When that door opens and it starts really depressurizing, I want you to shut your eyes and I want you to curl up into a ball. And Justin ignores him. And as a result, blood starts coming out of Justin's eyes, his skin starts flaking, and he starts freaking out and coughing up blood. Lawrence Fishburne manages to save the day mostly because as soon as Justin gets pulled in space, Lawrence Fishburne tackles him back into the airlock but breaks his ribs in the process. Justin's throwing up F-words as they try to stabilise him as Sam Neill's freaking fuck out because he's starting to see hallucinations of his dead wife everywhere. He's like, oh, fuck this shit. And she's like, this is your punishment for not starting in Jurassic Park Lost World. And Sam Neill starts freaking out as he realises he won't get royalties from that movie. He'll get royalties from this, which is going bomb. So more coke. God. So at this point, it's all starting to go wrong. And Lawrence Fishburne's starting to realise there's some fucked up shit on this ship. He starts freaking out. He has a hallucination. I'm not sure if it's here or later. Of a man on fire. And everyone starts making Matrix jokes. But there's no one on fire in Matrix. So he starts freaking out. He's like, oh no, you're my teammate, you're on fire. And the guy's like, you have me, burn, Lawrence Fishburne. Burn, Lawrence, burn. And Lawrence is like, awful effect. And the whole audience is like, ah, shit. But we love it. We love it. We love shit effects. So Lawrence Fishburne's really losing his fucking mind at this point. Jason Isaacs is like, well, I need to explain something to you, Lawrence Fishburne. That message did not say liberate. Liberate its humour. It said liberate its humour, which is save yourself. And Lawrence Fishburne's sort of like, maybe we shouldn't be on a ship. And then everyone, Justin's still unconscious, everyone decides they're going to go to a fucking lovely room and watch a bunch of footage of what can be best described as the director's cut of Serbian movie, where we see all crew members of the Event Horizon, as it was, fucking the living shit out of each other. Rape, murder, deforestation, jaywalking, voting Republican. It's the most fucked up shit imaginable. And they see it all clearly. And Lawrence Fishburne watches all of it and then freaks out and says the two immortal lines, we're leaving. And then he's asked what he wants to do. And he's like, we're going to blow the ship to smithereens. And then I see other immortal line, fuck this ship, with a deadpan delivery so brilliant that I have to rewind every time I see it and think this is everything I want Cinema to be. Oh, and at some point Mama Bear dies. Because why not? She's picking up O2 packets with Alfred. And she picks up too many and he runs off. And then she sees her son and she's sort of like, my son's on the spaceship. She's so proud. So she chases after him. And then he runs in for a big hug. But he moves that way and she falls down a conveyor, over a ledge even, and dies, splattering on the ground as the son, the Event Horizon, looks down at her and goes, Mummy, fall! And then that's the last we see of Mama Bear. Lawrence Fishburne starts freaking out and he's attacked by the fire soldier again. He manages to get away and has tense scenes Jason Isaacs where he's like, you know what? We actually had this scene like 20 minutes ago, but Ian's just bringing it up now, where he says that the ship is pulling shit from their minds, their fears, and making it literal. Jason Isaacs like, well, I'm afraid I'm going to be in a bunch of TV shows that don't get to the second season. And Lawrence Fishburne's like, you're Jason Isaacs, man. You're Jason fucking Isaacs. Jason fucking Isaacs, man. Don't matter how many how many TV shows you make, you only get one season, so they'll give you more because you're a badass motherfucking actor. And they both smile and they realise that being badass motherfucking actor is the best thing you can be in life. Unless you can be rich for no work. Anyway, so that shit happens. And then Sam Neill, jump forward in time again. Sam Neill, after being told fuck this ship, is like, no, I am home, and walks off. And then Lawrence Fishburne starts realising shit gets really weird because Jason Isaacs is chilling out in Med Bay, and then he gets attacked by Sam Neill, who fucking cuts him shit. It's fucking Lawrence Fishburne begs Alfred to get off ship. But Alfred's found the bombs, or found out there's bombing errors, so he tries to defuse it, but realises it's been going off in 3 seconds. So he's blown the fuck up. At this point, it's just Lawrence Fishburne, Joel Lee Richardson, and shit, what's the other guy's name? It's not Hutch. He's actually one of the best characters in the movie, but I can never remember his fucking name is, or who the actor is who plays him. But he's like the comic relief, but in a really amusing, entertaining way. Shit, sorry, it's really fucked up. Where's the fucking characters? Funny, let's go. It's not Cliff. Miller. No, not Miller. Not Weir. Cooper, who gets some great lines like, here I come, motherfuckers. Cooper's there. And fucking Joel Lee Richardson and Lawrence Fishburne. So they only 3 left on the ship at this point. They're still alive because Justin's been sucked off in space. So they're fucking trying to survive and have much possible. Lawrence Fishburne's really getting messed up because he's dealing with all this bullshit. Fucking Sam Neill's gone batshit crazy. He's dug his own eyes out so he doesn't have to watch Jurassic Kingdom again. And he's freaking out. And everyone is freaking out. And Joe Richardson's like, haven't had much to do at this point, but fuck this ship. And Lawrence Fishburne's like, fuck this ship. And Cooper's like, motherfuck this ship. And Sam Neill's like, don't say it about my ship. I love my ship. My ship's my baby. I'm going to enter it. I'm going to enter the airlock. And they're like, that's disgusting, Sam Neill. You fucking freak. So now shit's getting real. Shit's getting serious. Shit's getting real. And they're all walking around and they're all doing stuff and, you know, hallucinations and fight sequences. And Lawrence Fishburne finds Jason Isaacs has been strung up like fucking Hannibal Lecter, fucking the municipal Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci motherfucker painting where he's strung up and it's like, look how beautiful it is. Look at how meat hooks are art. And Lawrence Fishburne's like, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. I wouldn't make Matrix. He walks off and then fucking... Sam Neill somehow gets a drop on them again. He's going to kill them with a nail gun. Lawrence Fishburne ducking out way. Fucking Cooper appears after being knocked into space. He's in spacesuit. He's like, here I come, motherfuckers. But he runs up the window and Sam Neill shoots it with a fucking nail gun and blasts the window open. And he's pulled out in space screaming. Lawrence Fishburne activates the fucking emergency window cover thingy. And they're all okay. And then fucking... they walk downstairs because they're getting CO2 canisters, and fucking he's ambushed again by Sam Neill. He bets Joe Richardson and fucking Cooper get off ship, and he has to fight with half Sam Neill, half Flaming Boy. And Sam Neill beats the shit out of Lawrence Fishburne. It's like, fuck you, Lawrence, fuck you. This is for fucking Pee-wee's Big Adventure, motherfucker. So he starts hitting him. Lawrence Fishburne blows off course and goes, hey, I was in my apocalypse now when I was 14. He beats the fuck out of Sam Neill. Sam Neill counters. He's like, motherfucker, I made Jurassic Park. The fuck you do? And Lawrence Fishburne finally counters. He's sort of, bitch, I'm going to make Matrix in a few years. And then Sam Neill's sort of like, that shit's the future. I'm the now. And he just pounds He pounds Lawrence Fishburne to the ground. He's sort of like, do you yield? Do you see it? And then he starts showing him the fucking director's cut of Serbian movie, and Lawrence Fishburne's like, no, and Sam Neill's sort of like, man, you can be Batman vs Superman's Perry White, you ain't going a fucking single line worth a damn. And fucking Lawrence Fishburne's freaking out, and Sam Neill just pound him, and Lawrence Fishburne eventually sort of like, well, no, because I have a bomb. And Sam Neill's sort of like, oh, the irony, as a bomb goes off and blows the ship up, as Joey Richardson and Cooper fly away, and it's sort of like, yay, happy ending. The movie's a literal bomb. And sort of like, oh no, symbolism. So at that point, fucking we cut away to like weeks later because apparently they trust the AI, and they wake up. Joey Richardson wakes up screaming because fucking Sam Neill's there. And he's sort of like, hey, you won't be in Jurassic Park 3? She freaks out. She's sort of like, but the script isn't very good. And Shay wake her up and calm down. And everyone's like, no, that's fine. This isn't the Event Horizon. It's all good. But then fucking one people looks at Joey Richardson and sort of like winks and goes, hey, I'm Sam Neill. And she freaks out. And everyone's sort of like, no, it's not Sam Neill. And then the door shuts of its own accord. Who knows? Because that's the end of the fucking movie. That's Event Horizon. I really think I really jumbled a lot of that. I have no idea how much of that actually happened or in what order. I'm really out of it tonight, but that's fine. I'll be back next week with I don't know, maybe shock treatment. Depends if I could find it. I'm gonna have a sleep now, so you guys chill out and remember, life is beautiful.